I'm Tsankova, and I'm extremely excited to collaborate with Swissline and the dream team behind those amazing products.
Hi everyone, I'm Custodio. I'm the Global Brand Director at Swissline, and so happy to be yet again with our brand friend Tsankova.
Thank you.
We know that skin is complex.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it. Most of the industry has always been very much paying attention to post, what you do after procedures.
Yes.
But we tend to believe that what you do before procedures, in between procedures, is, if not more important, at least as important at what we do after procedures. Skin being a defensive organ, and the organ which is always seeking repair and balance, when you invade, when you intervene skin, keeping skin at a barrier state, and especially with inflammation levels as low as possible, it's very important for the best outcome. Would you agree, Anna?
Absolutely, and this is the base of our philosophy of how to approach the skin as an organ that functions in a specific way. And it's without a doubt the future, I think, of cosmetic treatments, the understanding that reducing inflammation, having homeostasis of the skin, having really impaired barrier function is vital for the outcome from cosmetic procedures that are advanced, such as microneedling, mesotherapy, or injectable treatments, as well as energy devices such as IPL and lasers. So our understanding is that the skincare can prepare the skin to optimal levels so that the targeted trauma we create with those advanced modalities can give us better results and less of a downtime for our patients. So they're happy and glowing after the treatments.
It's also crucial to understand that the length of time in between and before procedures is oftentimes much more extended than the period post procedures. So actually what you do all the other weeks of the year, all the other months in between procedures, it's gonna affect very positively or not so much when you have the intervention time coming later on.
Yes, remember, it's a teamwork. You and your practitioner who looks after your skin, maybe an hour or two every month, but it's up to you and what you do at home with your lifestyle, your diet, and looking after the skin with intelligent formulations such as Swissline. That is utmost important for your outcome.
At Swissline, we try to do 360-degree skincare, which means we try to understand skin from inside out as a biological entity which needs to be respected, which needs to be loved, and while developing the Pro-Recovery Serum formula, which is a formula all addressing signs of aging, but those coming from inflammation, glycation, more about that in a minute. We also thought that we needed the expertise of someone like Anna, and Anna has developed for us a method which takes this 360 degrees approach to the next level, understanding skin in its complexity, but also in all its possibilities in the end. Tell us more, Anna.
Thank you so much. Having a scientific and holistic approach to the skin as an organ is really important in order to achieve fantastic results for our clients. The creation of the prepare, treat, repair method was created because of the need in the industry to understand that healthy skin and well-prepared skin will have better outcome and results from our in-clinic treatments. My observations and my colleagues' feedback was that we have modern skin concerns such as inflammation, oversensitizing the skin, a lot of glycation issues that we'll talk about, and we reached the conclusion that the preparation part before the advanced treatment is essential in order to achieve great results, to really have shorter downtime, less risks of infections, allergy reactions, or implications after some of the injectable treatments or energy device treatments. And there's great synergy between that method and the pro-recovery serum. They work together in great synergy and complement each other. So the method was actually created to support the pro-recovery serum and the formula.
And this serum, which is part of our beloved, I can say we share that affection for cell shock age intelligence. The entire collection has from day one been very much tapping into skin's endless self-recovery capacity. So this idea of recovery, it's in a way the backbone of the entire collaboration we are doing. We are in different perspectives, but all hand in hand, enhancing, strengthening that self-recovery capacity.
Of course, and after such aggressive treatments, we create a targeted trauma, so that is acute inflammation. So we do need the support of intelligent ingredients, such as those in pro-recovery serum, in order to help our clients prepare and then repair that inflammation created due to the targeted trauma from microneedling, injectable treatments, or lasers, or IPL.
Anna, tell us, from your experience with your practice, your clients, you travel the world.
Yes.
What is your observation? Are most customers experiencing more sensitized skin than years ago?
Oh yes, that's a very modern concern with the skin, and indeed overstimulation with various and sometimes randomly selected products and active ingredients can actually result in increased sensitivity. The skin is more reactive, it's more prone to allergy, erythema and redness, and this is very common.
Very common.
Yes.
I would say, playing the bad cop here, it's also the other side of the coin, from a lot of ingredients, active ingredients, becoming much more democratic, much more accessible, and there is also that risk that too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. Probably
Correct.
That's where we are today.
Correct. We have to be very careful as we see potent ingredients go into the skincare in a very high percentages, and sometimes the skin cannot metabolize, or our skin receptors do not recognize those substances, whether they're natural or synthetic. Well, here's a bomb for you. Natural can also be overstimulating, can also give you allergy reaction, and a lot of exotic ingredients and plants cannot be recognized by the skin, so it reacts with immune defense in order to protect itself, so you get the opposite result from what you desire. And on the other hand, you have low quality synthetic ingredients that again sound good on the INCI list, but unfortunately do not deliver what they promise, or even worse, compromise your skin barrier and create silent inflammation.
They trigger more the inflammatory response, and that's exactly what we aim to do with the Pro Recovery Serum, is to create this one step in your routine which is very skin identical, very much respectful for skin, let's say skin friendly, and yet deliver science-backed ingredients which can really tackle in skin renewal, collagen production, lowering these inflammatory responses, the messengers, modulate all that fire underneath, and allow skin to have that recovery state longer, every week, every day, all year round.
Correct. It's all about the skin homeostasis. Healthy skin means that the microbiome is normal. We have no visible or silent inflammation working and provoking our immune system and lymphatic to fight constantly. We also have normal elimination of toxins and waste materials and functioning of the lymphatic system that can provide nutrients and oxygen. But what I love is that we don't need to do all this hard job. We actually can have multitasking product. One step product as the Pro Recovery that can support our skin in the best possible way to function properly and healthily. And it's ophthalmologically tested, so you can use it even around the eyes.
Yeah, that was actually one of our challenges, is to say, let's make it that safe that it can also be used around the eye area, and therefore we're sure that skin which is undergoing more invasive procedures, or it's more the world turning you into sensitive skin, because it doesn't mean that we are here to in any way criticize those procedures. What we want with prep, treat and repair, with the method, what we want is just to call attention for how important it is, the skincare you rely on. The more you want to go for procedures, the more you want to have a skincare which takes your specific skin in consideration.
Correct, and our innovative approach is that actually we partner and support the clinics, the medicenters, the medispas that provide those treatments in a way that they can rest assured their client's skin is well looked after with controlled ingredients, with really supportive products as the whole Pro Recovery range, and a method that would make sure their clients would receive not only amazing in-clinic treatment modality, but holistic care after, before and during the treatment.
One thing, Anna, that we've been talking, and we talk a lot about skincare when we are together. And I think we always end up inspiring each other. You just said something yesterday, and today we touch on it again, which is that in skin, everything is connected. That skin is not like separate sections, but it's one same entity. And how surprisingly so for maybe some of us, that lymphatic system, immune responses, inflammatory responses, they are all connected.
Absolutely. You have to realize that yes, indeed, the skin is an organ, and we need to understand the anatomy and physiology of this organ and how the skin functions in order to provide what it needs. And yes, I included this lymphatic spheres protocol in the in-clinic treatments in order to support the elimination of the toxins, as that's one of the main purposes of the lymphatic system, moving of metabolic waste, but also supporting the nutrients and the oxygen supply to the cells. As when you have blockages in the lymphatic system, then this is compromised, the flow is compromised, so you don't get the needed nutrients and elements and even oxygen to the skin cells. That is for me a vital part, but also the lymphatic system plays an enormously important role in the immune defense. And once you create acute inflammation with some treatment, then your body has to cope and really recover by stimulating the lymphatic system, whether in clinic or continue to do that at home with the lymphatic spheres. You're going to support and help your body to recover faster, and your results would be better.
So there is a buzzword, which is glycation, and it's a very important element in the formula of the pro-recovery serum.
Yes.
It's one main concern in our lifestyles. We try to fight it as much as possible. So in simple words, what is glycation, Anna?
Wow, I'm going to give you the bad news now, so listen carefully. Glycation is a process where excessive sugar or sugar molecules bond to your protein fibers, such as collagen and elastin, and make them very brittle and stiff. So that creates a structural change in your dermis that visually results in dullness and loss of contour, deepening of the wrinkles, elasticity, and firmness issues. So there's laxity and sagging, all the things that we don't want to see, basically. So let's speak about fructose and glucose and what happens in the body. In our diet, we have fructose and glucose and sucrose, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with the difference between those.
They all taste sweet.
Yes, the common thing is they're sweet.
They're all sweet.
Yes, so if something is sweet, most likely it has one of those three. And the difference is that fructose obviously comes from more natural sources, such as fruit, but unfortunately, in terms of skin, fructose is 10 times faster to create that process of glycation. So that's the first bell to ring in our minds, what to avoid in our diet in order to protect the collagen we have. It's not only about stimulating the fibroblasts to produce more collagen. That's quite tricky, and we can achieve it with technology and with very intelligent ingredients. However, how to protect our existing collagen is equally as important. And by cutting ingredients such as corn syrup, for example, sometimes it's high fructose corn syrup, and that is in many processed foods, energy bars or any snack foods or biscuits that you can think of. So that's number one to cut. Be careful, corn syrup. Also very sugary fruits like grapes, which I love also, and mango, unfortunately are not good news for our skin. However, the probably worst and more long-term damage comes from glucose, and glucose is again in many products around. It's the hidden sugar that we don't see, processed sugar. We don't see it much, and it has too many names for us to recognize on the labels, but also is present in white bread and the carbs, the processed stuff that we need to avoid. So next time you have piece of cake, or select or wonder whether to choose white or brown bread,
or small slice,
or a small slice, then you know why you should have this smart choice and how you protect your skin by selecting the healthy food.
So now that you heard all about this bittersweet news, but these are good advice from a good heart of Hannah, what can we do topically? What could we do with the pro-recovery serum formula? It was to integrate carnosine. Carnosine is a dipeptide, so it's a peptide made of 2 different amino acids, which is a natural dipeptide, naturally occurring in our body, and it's our natural weapon to keep glycation levels at bay, because what Anna was saying is that glycation is a natural process. Correct. So it's natural that we as humans are glycated. What is not natural is the amount of these hidden sugars in the most processed food. So in the formula we integrate carnosine in the pure state, which is a shield topically. We cannot change the way you are glycated overall, but we can shield our collagen, our dermal structures from overglycation, which is one major step to win against another buzzword, which is inflammaging.
Yes, and it's super innovative approach, I have to say, to include such amino acids that would prevent the formulation of advanced glycation end products, those AGs that you see which are harmful and compromise your structural integrity of the dermis and destroy your collagen and elastin fibers. And because here I have to say quickly, because collagen and elastin have very long turnover and half-life. Collagen is 15 years and for elastin it's 70 years. So it's even more damaging to destroy your elastin fibers because they cannot be replaced easily. We have them pretty much produced during childhood and early adolescence, and then this process slows down. So it's extremely important to protect what we have, and our bodies have this natural ability, of course, to cope with metabolic waste, and that's why we have this glycation process. However, it's the excess sugar. It's really stimulating those advanced glycation end products that is the problem, and this is where we need to be mindful. But the Pro Recovery is a topical solution that I think it's one of a kind at the minute, and yes, it's the future. It's the prevention that is more important than the reaction.
And the reaction, yeah.
And Custodio, what other ingredients did you put together in this Pro Recovery serum? Tell us the secrets.
Yeah, in Swiss skincare, we like to be skin identical, but we also like a bit of complication, you know, like Swiss watches. You were, of course, thinking about antioxidants.
Yes.
But not just any antioxidants, not your typical, I don't know, green tea, some plant extract, but to go with this collection, we always go back to skin's own antioxidants, like superoxido dismutase, glutathione. We also big on ectoine, a good bacteria from the desert salts, which is impacting directly your cellular membrane and the mitochondrial health. We also included here, which also has a huge antioxidant potential, a fermented aloe vera juice.
Nice.
Something new, something that in skincare, in formulation, I haven't seen before. Aloe vera is known by everyone as being very soothing, as fighting discomfort, redness, erythema. The fermented is just a more bioavailable version of aloe vera. So having more barrier building ingredients and more antioxidants together with all the other technologies just makes one step, as we've been saying, this more comprehensive approach to skin health. Don't forget that antioxidants, they are sacrifice molecules. Antioxidants, basically, they say, take me to the free radicals instead of your own cells. So that's why we say the serum should be used all year round, in between procedures, before procedures, to really give that one-step answer to your skin health needs.
Absolutely, I love that you're addressing the oxidative stress. That's another big issue for us, as we have busy lifestyle, we travel a lot, there's pollution, UV radiation, you name it, and it's extremely important to have this combination of antioxidants to help with the oxidative stress. But also I can see that with this fermented aloe vera, which I love the sound of that. I love it, as now we are talking about microbiome, and we really cannot easily use live cultures in skincare products, in topical products. So we're talking about something called postbiotics, and they're very new and less researched than the pre and probiotics. So I love that you are always on the cutting edge.
We try.
Of our industry, cutting edge always. So the fermented aloe vera, how is that? Where the idea came from?
Well, actually, it's the research behind the raw material, because it's the first time I hear of fermented aloe vera. Aloe vera as a natural source of that healing, even for wound healing. It's something that we all might have experienced, a sunburn, yes, or even insect bites, and along pharmaceutical solutions we see aloe vera present.
Usually in the skincare products, the first ingredient is water.
Yes.
And we pay for water quite frequently. We pay a lot for water. So I noticed that you use something different. What is it?
Yeah, it's fermented aloe vera juice. We still have water, of course. You need the body of the emulsion, the serum, to still be made of water, but we have replaced up to 30% in the total formula with this fermented aloe vera juice. To me, it's a fascinating ingredient. We hear a lot about fermentation. Yes. At Swissline, we've always been passionate about fermentation, biotechnology, so using that possibility to break down more complex molecules, ingredients, into more bioavailable bite sizes. But I haven't heard before about applying these fermentation methods to aloe vera juice.
Me too, that's why I'm so curious. And it sounds like we're treating the microbiome of the skin.
Yes, we are throwing to skin on a daily basis this cocktail of soothing, calming nutrients, which are typical from aloe vera. I'm sure all heard about aloe vera, or even in pharmaceutical solutions when you have a sunburn, insect bite, even a domestic burn from a stove. Aloe vera somehow rings a bell. So there is that goodness inside the natural extract. The fermented is just one step higher on bioavailability. So the value on antioxidants, on soothing, anti-erythema, targeting redness, reducing visible signs of redness. The fermented, it's one step above.
Absolutely, and it sounds like we have postbiotic in this formulation, as it's very difficult to have pre and probiotic in topical skincare. So the postbiotic are not very much researched yet, and it's very innovative that you have them already.
And they are much more interesting because you can take much more of that formulation, integrate it with other active ingredients. Microbiome is a big part, but of course we want to go deeper into the skin, into the barrier, into the messengers for inflammation.
Yes, so this is how we signal to the cytokines not to to create SOS alert in the skin. But amazing to have this fermented aloe vera. Super excited. And there's one other ingredient that I really want to hear about.
Madecassoside.
Madecassoside. Difficult name. What's behind it?
It's a difficult name. It's a very costly ingredient because it's something that belongs to pharmaceutical research already for a few decades. Madecassoside is just the isolated, most active fraction in Centella asiatica. I'm sure a lot of you heard about Centella asiatica, Cica cream, Cica serum, and there are different levels of extraction, of purity of the molecules that can be extracted from Centella asiatica, and Madecassoside is just the most active, the most pure, the one who can really counteract the expression of the cytokines. So those pro-inflammatory messengers which are triggered by modern lifestyle, that's what we've been addressing. Silent inflammation, it's about that cytokine storm. Just keep this in mind, that Madecassoside is the pharmaceutical number one ingredient to reduce the expression of those pro-inflammatory messengers called cytokines.
What a combination of amazing hero ingredients in this product. Absolutely impressive. And yes, indeed, you can see the results when you have someone with rosacea, inflammatory conditions, or compromised barrier function. You really can see how you can support those clients and prep them for some treatmts in the clinic.
So that's why we always say prep, treat, repair.
That's it. PTR.
I love that.